Good evening, Belize. It's Tuesday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly, and tonight, questions of accountability, opportunity and community are taking center stage. A newly formed company linked to a cabinet minister is at the center of a Ministry of Defense procurement controversy. As questions grow about possible conflicts of interest, attention is shifting beyond who got the contract to whether millions of dollars spent are actually improving conditions for the soldiers and officers they were meant to help. And with allegations now appearing to reach individuals close to the Prime Minister, the opposition is asking whether government can impartially investigate a procurement scandal that may touch its own inner circle. Also tonight, concern is growing over who gets a seat on Belize's High Court. Opposition leader Tracy Panton says qualified Belizean attorneys continue to be passed over, while veteran attorney Richard Dickey Bradley argues many local lawyers have stopped applying altogether because they believe the positions are destined for foreign candidates. Plus, a familiar landmark faces an uncertain future. For more than 3 decades, Tony's Barbecue has been a fixture near the Belkin Bridge. Now, as government moves ahead with plans to replace the bridge and transform the surrounding area, the longtime business is being told it must relocate. Those stories and much more are coming up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
Station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Welcome back. When a newly formed company linked to a sitting cabinet member lands in the middle of a Ministry of Defense procurement controversy, questions over conflict of interest are hard to ignore. That is the latest development in News 5's investigation into questionable contracts and millions of dollars in payments that appear to have avoided proper scrutiny. Now, a senior government minister is acknowledging that Belize's procurement system needs serious reform. But as the scandal widens, the bigger issue may be whether this spending is delivering real improvements for the soldiers and officers it was meant to support. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
The government of Belize's procurement system is broken, says Cabinet Minister Francis Fonseca.
And that's been the case for many years. Successive governments under both administrations may have been comfortable with that broken system.
His comments come as pressure builds over the Ministry of Defense procurement scandal. For the past 4 weeks, News 5 has been examining hundreds of payments made by the ministry to several businesses, many of them incorporated within the last 5 years. Leaked invoices show millions of dollars in transactions, many kept just below the $10,000 threshold, raising serious questions about whether those payments were structured to avoid oversight.
What I can tell you is that our government, for many years, even before these revelations, because we've discussed it extensively in cabinet, we have recognized that the system is broken and we've been working.
Fonseca conceded that the Briceño administration was aware of the flaws in the government procurement process ahead of the recent revelations, while noting that efforts have been made towards a solution. The latest company identified in the ongoing scandal is RSL Group Limited. Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie is the company's director.
When you offer yourself for public office, when you are a politically exposed person, either based on the fact that you placed your name on a ballot or because you hold a very high public office, you have to follow the rules of an engagement.
Opposition leader Tracy Panton referred to the latest revelation as a direct conflict of interest.
And I think in the case of this RSL, I think it's RSL company, they were just incorporated in 2025. And so it begs the question, why they were formed, and how come that these companies have been able to secure these very lucrative contracts from the government. And then when we look who the players are, they're politically connected, they're personally connected, and they're persons in high office, that I think we need to hold a certain standard.
Despite growing criticism of the PUP administration, Minister Fonseca says Prime Minister John Briceño is handling the allegations effectively.
He has said, listen, let's do a comprehensive audit of this particular ministry. And let's find out exactly. I think we have to wait and find out exactly what happened, how far back this practice goes, what has been happening. And the whole idea is that coming out of this experience, coming out of this exercise, that we'll be able to make fundamental changes to that system.
The controversy has also turned attention to the welfare of the soldiers and Coast Guard officers who fall under the Ministry of Defense. With millions of dollars in expenditure on vegetables, meats and seasonings over the years, are members of the armed forces better off?
If you want to be objective, every soldier will tell you that today they're eating way better than they did before we came into government.
Retired Major Lloyd Jones does not agree with Prime Minister Briceño. Jones left the force after serving almost 2 decades, but contends that PM Briceño is misinformed.
In terms of the Honorable Prime Minister, I think that he has been misinformed, quite honestly. The Prime Minister has a great deal on his plate. He can't be in the trenches looking to see what's happening. So he asks, and people will say, you understand? But if you talk to the soldiers who are the ones living the experience, they will tell you, this is not so. I can tell you that the morale across the force is very low, right? And it's almost unfair to them to pretend otherwise. If the soldiers are saying, I am not motivated, I don't have the right equipment to do my job, and then you say publicly that is not true, in other words, you're saying the soldiers are lying.
The administration says an audit will bring answers, but the damage to public confidence runs deeper. Restoring trust will require meaningful changes to our procurement system that government officials themselves now acknowledge is not working as it should. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Can government fairly investigate a procurement scandal that now appears to touch people close to the Prime Minister? That is the question opposition leader Tracy Panton is raising tonight. Following the departure of 2 government ministers and reports involving Prime Minister Briceño's brother and Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie in Ministry of Defense procurement, Panton is again calling for an external forensic audit. She says the Auditor General's dependence on directives from the Office of the Prime Minister only deepens concerns about whether any investigation can proceed without fair or favor.
I have written to the Prime Minister. I'm still waiting for his response, asking for an independent audit to be done. I feel like the Auditor General's office has been compromised. The Auditor General should not wait for direction from the Prime Minister's office to do an audit. She is a constitutional office holder. She responds to the National Assembly. And the fact that she has been waiting for direction and guidance from the Office of Prime Minister is already, to me, has already compromised what potentially can come out of that audit. We have said in our letter to the Prime Minister that we don't want the audit to tell us what we already know, what is already in the public domain. We know that. We want an independent forensic audit to be done, not only with the ministries that we now have public information, but within the entire system, and not only with government ministries and departments, but with statutory boards. And I think it's incumbent on the Prime Minister, if he hopes to regain any trust and confidence in the Belizean people, that he allows this sort of independent forensic audit to be done. What we are looking at right now, Shane, is fruits and vegetables, meats, seasoning. They're big ticket items, you know. And boots. There's guns and ammunition for the BDF. There are equipment for the Coast Guard. We haven't heard about those big ticket items yet.
Should government pay suppliers before deliveries are completed, or should payments follow the pace of what is actually being provided? That question is now part of the discussion coming out of the Ministry of Defense procurement controversy. Cabinet Minister Francis Fonseca says there are valid concerns about how payments are structured, but warns that any reform must comply with financial regulations. He also spoke about the much-debated $10,000 threshold and how the Briceño administration plans to use the audit report to reform the payment system.
The BDF thing, I'm sure as you will, I hear different people talking about it. There are practical considerations when you're dealing with soldiers and the need to supply them quickly with food, fresh food. But how can you achieve that objective without violating any of your orders, your financial regulations, your store's orders, and those sorts of things? So I hope that coming out of this exercise, there will be very clear recommendations. And those recommendations shouldn't come, people ask me, what do you think about the threshold? And so that shouldn't come from politicians. Those recommendations should come from the technical people, the financial secretary and his team. They should say, listen, this threshold of 10,000 or what is not working. This is what we should have based on our experience, based on the reality of ministries in 2026. So I think that is the reality. And the People's United Party government, you talked about the PUP, I think is handling it responsibly. We're not hiding anything. We're having a full, comprehensive investigation into the matter. The Auditor General will do her job and present that report to the Prime Minister. And we will make decisions based on those recommendations.
Fonseca says Prime Minister John Briceño proved he means business on accountability by sending Ministers Oscar Mira and Florencio Marin Jr. on leave. Morale inside the Belize Defense Force is slipping, and retired Major Lloyd Jones says poor leadership is a big reason why. Jones says he has been speaking directly with active BDF soldiers, and what he is hearing points to deep frustration among the ranks. According to him, some officers in leadership positions are failing to stand up for their soldiers when it matters most. Here's how he explains it.
Soldiers look to the officers for leadership. So in the BDF, we have two sets of members. You have officers and you have soldiers, and they seldom mix. Unlike the police, where you can go from constable to commissioner. So you join as a constable and you work your way all up to commissioner. BDF has what we call a professional officers corps, and that is what you see in the US Army, the British Army, and the other professional armies. Separate tracks, and it is the officers who provide the leadership to the soldiers. So your actions or inactions impact on the soldiers. So when you as an officer don't have the moral courage to speak truth to power, or lie for those in positions of power, the soldiers lose their respect for you, because how can you be saying everything is fine here, but you know very well on the camps? I mean, I really wish the media would insist on visiting the camps, and you would be appalled at the conditions on which the soldiers live. And it is the duty of the officers to fight for the resources for the soldiers.
Jones further contends that the reported lack of adequate resources has forced some members to borrow uniforms from their soldiers and officers. After the break, government says it has cleaned house at Recondev following the Mira controversy. But with political figures still getting seats at the table, Tracy Panton says the shakeup is more cosmetic than corrective.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him." One of the greatest blessings that ever came to Lord Randolph Churchill, the father of Winston Churchill, came through a poor Scottish farmer by the name of Fleming. One day as farmer Fleming was working, he heard a cry for help coming from a nearby bog. He threw his tools down and ran to the bog to find a young man struggling in mire and black muck up to his waist. Quickly, he pulled the screaming and struggling boy to safety and from a terrifying death. The next day, a fancy carriage pulled up to the poor Scotsman's cottage, and a wealthy nobleman stepped out and introduced himself as the father of the boy Farmer Fleming had saved. He had come to repay him for saving his boy, but Farmer Fleming refused to take his money for saving his son. At that moment, his own son appeared in the doorway of the small cottage. The nobleman said, "I'll make you a deal. Let me then provide your son with a level of education my own son will enjoy." Farmer Fleming agreed, and his son attended the best schools in time and graduated from St. Mary's Hospital Medical School in London and came to be known throughout the world as Sir Alexander Fleming, the discoverer of penicillin. Years later, the same nobleman's son, Sir Winston Churchill, was stricken with pneumonia. And what do you think saved his life? Penicillin that was discovered by the young man whom he had helped to educate. Reaching out to the poor today may be your life preserver tomorrow. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Running your business just got easier with Medisco. Our dedicated representatives bring a wide selection of products straight to you, right when you need them. Simply choose the items your business needs and place your order instantly, fast, easy, and hassle-free. We offer a wide range of wines, spirits, food, beverages, and hospitality products from trusted brands, delivering quality and excellence for every occasion. Once confirmed, your order is processed immediately and prepared with care for scheduled delivery. From our warehouse to your shelves. Reliable service you can count on every time. Ordering made easy. Convenient online payment. Efficient cashless delivery. Medisco, delivering products and payment convenience to power your business.
Every day, the demand on your business gets higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with Premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Open your eyes, family. We the head west. Yes, San Ignacio, we the come. The Open Your Eyes Country Tour is rolling into the San Ignacio Welcome Center. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. From the rich culture and delicious food to the incredible people and lively vibes, we bring the best of the West straight to your screen. Monday, July 27, starting at 6:30 a.m. live on Greater Belize Media. Open your eyes to beautiful San Ignacio.
Why are qualified Belizean attorneys applying for seats on the High Court but not making it to the shortlist? That question is now at the center of a growing dispute over the latest judicial appointments. The opposition says at least 6 Belizean lawyers applied for the vacancies, including former Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser, who reportedly never even got an acknowledgement of her application. Opposition leader Tracy Panton says the concern is not whether foreign nominees are qualified. She says the real issue is why Belize continue to overlook its own legal professionals. Here's Panton and what she calls a troubling pattern.
Well, we are concerned. In fact, when I received the letter from the Cabinet Secretary, normally what happens for appointment for judges both at the High Court and the Appeal Court, the names are submitted to the opposition for vetting and no objection, which we have not been able to give. Even the last time when there was an appointment to the High Court, we expressed our concern at that time about the fact that it appears that qualified Belizean professionals are being overlooked. We know that they have applied. We know that they have not been shortlisted. They have not been invited to an interview. And so when we got the list this time, with the same kind of pattern, we have made a query, a formal query to the Cabinet Secretary's office about the fact that no Belizean seems to be qualified for the job. I want to be clear that there's no indictment on the professionalism of the foreign judges, but a progressive country, in my view, should be able to source judges from its own legal fraternity. And we have not seen that in a while, and so it's concerning. We decided in this instance that we could not provide or no objection until we received more information on what criteria is being used to do the assessments, even to shortlist applicants. I understand the level of frustration that our legal fraternity in Belize feels. Ms. Fraser has served with exemption. She has given a lot of years to the judiciary in this country. I believe that she's eminently qualified, and she was not the only Belizean who applied. Why Belizeans were not, at least shortlist them, bring them before a panel, have them interviewed, and if they don't make the mark, they don't make the mark. But for them not even to be considered, I think really sets is really cause for concern.
As questions grow over recent High Court appointments, some in Belize's legal community say the problem is not a shortage of talent, but a lack of trust in the process. Attorney Richard Dickey Bradley says many Belizean lawyers no longer bother applying because they believe the posts will go to foreign candidates. Former Chief Magistrate Sharon Fraser says Belize has capable attorneys and its bench should better reflect the people it serves. They argue that while CSME allows CARICOM nationals to work in Belize, it should fill real gaps, not overlook qualified Belizeans.
For some time among ourselves as lawyers, when we would say, you see the vacancy? Yes. We expect you to apply. Waste of time, pick on fire now. That's the stock response to us. We are going to be humiliated and asked all kind of things, and we will not even be considered. That is what has been happening. That is the reality. Listen, there are judges right now sitting in the court who are not even magistrates where they came from or anywhere. They were never a magistrate. Worse, they were never a judge. We don't got nobody. We could do that.
Your bench is supposed to be reflective of the people who it serves. Is the bench reflective of the people who it's serving in Belize right now? People ask yourself that question. Is it reflecting us? And I'm not trying to discriminate. I'm not trying to, yes, we have CMSE, but the bottom line is that even if you look at that, it tells you about protecting your own, your industry, your country, before you're able to let in others.
So is this simply a negative effect of being a part of CSME that you as attorneys are being impacted?
Nothing to do with
No, it has nothing to do with that. Because CMSE give you an opportunity, yes, to go within the Caribbean. But of course, that is to fill vacancies and areas in which there's shortage. We are not short of judges. We are not short of attorneys here, competent attorneys. We all went to the same law school, I want to remind the public, we all went to the same law school.
Of the 13 justices of Belize High Court, Antoinette Moore is the only one with Belizean roots. She's leaving the bench at the beginning of August. Government promised change at Recondev after the Mira controversy, but the opposition says the new board looks a lot like the old one. Brian Mira is out as chairman, Myrna Waite is now in charge, and several members who served during the period under scrutiny remain. With political names also added to the board, opposition leader Tracy Panton says the reshuffle does not go far enough and should not be sold as meaningful reform.
Musical chairs.
Restructure was promised.
A restructure was promised. None is, none will be given. What has happened there is a slap in the face to Belizeans, a slap in the face to accountability or any transparency or any serious attempt for meaningful reform. And what it signals for me as a leader of the opposition is that the government has no intention to put in place the kinds of reforms that are necessary to arrest the corruption. Corruption is naked and it's on the national stage, and the government is operating as though it's business as usual.
Would you give a pass to Myrna Waite and others who were already on the Recondev board with Brian Mira?
Absolutely not. I thought that when the Prime Minister indicated that there would be a change, that it would have been a meaningful change. I think that everybody who sat on that board needs to leave, and we need a fresh group of people of high integrity to be able to sit down there and to sort out what has happened, because you will tell me that those players were on that board and had no idea what is going on. That would be a hard pill for me to swallow. So I think that it is a cosmetic change, and again, it is a betrayal of your very commitment.
The Belize Tourism Board is being praised for rolling out major development projects across the country. But the opposition says the public still does not know enough about how the money was spent. At the center of the issue is a $50 million bond secured by the BTB to fund those projects. Tourism Minister Anthony Muller has defended the accounting and oversight. But opposition leader Tracy Panton says Belizeans deserve a full breakdown. Which projects were funded, where they are, how much each one cost, and how contractors were chosen. Panton says that without those answers, the public cannot know whether procurement rules were followed or whether taxpayers are getting value for money. She is now calling for a forensic audit of the Belize Tourism Board.
Let's not forget that the Belize Tourism Board got a $50 million bond for tourism infrastructure projects throughout this country, and we have seen no audit on these projects, where these projects are located, how many was spent, how were the contractors qualified. We don't have any information that will help us to have confidence that this money that was borrowed is being used in the public's interest, that we're getting value for money, that we went through a proper procurement process. Honestly, when a fish stinks, it always stinks from the head. A $50 million, $50 million is not $5,000. It's $50 million, and we need to know that the investments were made properly and in the interest of this country. I have said over and over, you can drive past any one of the current ministers' homes and you see luxury vehicles, you see luxury boats. We know that they're building multiple homes. That cannot happen on a government salary.
Up next, a Belize City landmark is being forced to make way for progress. After more than 3 decades at the Belkin Bridge, Tony's Barbecue is being told to move as redevelopment plans move ahead.
Belize is introducing electronic invoicing, or e-invoicing. This means invoices, tax receipts, debit and credit notes will be issued, transmitted, and received in a structured electronic format, not a PDF and not a paper document. If you are GST registered and you invoice other businesses or government agencies, your documents will soon need to be created, sent, and verified through Vertex Belize, Belize's national digital platform for electronic invoicing. Why does this matter? Because it makes tax reporting faster and simpler. It reduces fraud and ensures every transaction is transparent and secure. The e-invoicing rollout will start with large GST-registered businesses, then smaller businesses over time. For more information, contact the Belize Tax Service at 613-2508 or email etdinfo@bts.gov.bz. Electronic invoicing, simplifying tax compliance through digital innovation.
The next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together So many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Are you looking for financing on equipment, machinery, vehicles, parts, or tools for you or your business? Banquip and Belize Bank have partnered to make purchasing easier than ever with Belize Bank's convenient online loan application platform. Simply apply online, get fast and secure financing, and access the equipment or vehicle you need to keep moving forward. Even better, use the promo code when applying and enjoy a special promotional interest rate exclusively for Banquip customers. Whether you're upgrading your fleet, investing in new machinery, or purchasing essential parts and equipment, now is the perfect time to make it happen. Visit Banquip today and ask about Belize Bank online loan financing.
KTV The Remix Season 8 is bringing the heat every Tuesday night. Experience Belize's biggest singing competition live from the Bliss as your favorite contestants battle it out on stage with unforgettable performances. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp, so don't be late. Get your tickets today at Greater Belize Media on Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center and come be a part of the excitement. KTV The Remix Season 8, where Belize's next superstar takes the stage. See you every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on GBM.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
The way Belize uses electricity is changing. At home, families are using more devices, smarter appliances, and connected technology. Across the country, businesses are growing, industries are expanding, and communities are finding new ways to live, work, and move forward. Behind that progress, the energy system must continue to grow with Belize. At BL, modernizing the grid is part of preparing for what comes next. A grid with greater visibility, more accurate information, and better tools to manage energy as needs change. Through investment in digital systems, upgraded infrastructure, and improved monitoring, BEL is strengthening how electricity is managed and delivered across the country. Not just for today's needs, but for the future Belize is building. As new technology emerges, from solar generation to community energy systems, the grid must be ready to support them safely, reliably, and sustainably. This is the work of modernization, step by step, system by system, community by community, helping prepare Belize for a more connected, resilient, and sustainable energy future.
Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Police are investigating an attempted robbery that occurred just before midday on Handyside Street. Reports are that gunmen targeted Handyside Loans and Pawn Shop located on the said street. Information provided to News 5 is that the owner's son was shot during the incident. His injuries are reportedly not life-threatening. Bloodstains remained on the concrete walkway in front of the business in the aftermath of the incident. Police are yet to issue an official report, and we will continue to follow. The family of 27-year-old Christopher Witzel is speaking out following his sudden death on Monday night, insisting he had no connection to the July 12 shooting in Orange Walk. Relatives say Witzel died from kidney and liver failure after being taken to the Carl Huster Memorial Hospital, where he complained of severe pain. The strongly disputed report suggesting police transported him to the hospital or that he was under investigation for the Orange Walk incident. His mother, Sonia Fuentes, has appealed on social media for respect during the family's grief, acknowledging her son's past mistakes, but asking that he be remembered in peace. Police have not disclosed the official cause of death, and the circumstances remain under investigation. Witzel, however, was known to authorities. In 2024, he was arrested during a state of emergency and charged with assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest, and other offenses. He was also detained while investigators probed a separate shooting. Earlier in 2018, he faced multiple charges, including 3 counts of attempted murder after a gang-related shooting in Belize City that injured 3 people, including a woman and a minor. Authorities continue to investigate and have not released the names of the 2 suspects detained following the incident. A Saturday night robbery at Gas Plus service station in Orange Walk has left employees shaken and a business asking the public for help. Surveillance video shows 2 men arriving on a motorcycle and confronting workers near a pump. Police say the suspects held the employees at gunpoint, forced them to empty their pockets, and escaped with about $600. In a statement, Gas Plus defended its employees as hardworking men and women who show up every day to support their families and serve the public. The company says the robbers put innocent lives at risk for quick cash. Police are now asking anyone who can identify the suspects to contact the Orange Walk Police Station or make an anonymous report to Crime Stoppers. The controversy surrounding a 30-year logging license issued to a company owned by the son of Minister of Sustainable Development, Orlando Habet, is drawing sharp criticism from Leader of the Opposition, Tracy Panton. Panton says she does not accept claims that the minister was unaware of the arrangement and argues that the contract represents nepotism and a serious breach of public trust. Here is Panton calling for the contract to be cancelled immediately.
Amazing. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. The members of the administration stand up and look into a camera and blatantly lie to the Belizean people. You will tell me that the minister had no idea that he was giving his son a 30 years? No, 5 years while I'm in office. 30 years logging contract. That should be cancelled immediately. The Prime Minister should have already issued a statement saying that has been cancelled. That is not acceptable on any level. It is nepotism, and it is, again, a betrayal of the public trust.
There is currently a moratorium on the issuance of logging licenses, which makes the value of a 30-year contract even more attractive and lucrative. For more than 30 years, Tony's Barbecue has been part of the Belkin Bridge landscape. But now the longtime food stop is being asked to move as government prepares to replace the bridge and redesign the area around it. The Ministry of Infrastructure Development, working with the Belize City Council, has given vendors and car dealers in the area 30 days to vacate. Some have already relocated, but Tony's Barbecue is asking the community to stand with them before their August 15th deadline. The business says it supports progress, but also wants local businesses to be valued in the process. Back in May, News 5 spoke with Chief Engineer Evandale Moody, who explained what the ministry expects from those still occupying the area.
I have written to the Mayor of Belize City with respect to those relocation, with respect to the vendor near the taxi stand, which is just behind Sayview, with respect to Tony's Barbecue, and also with respect to the shed that is over by BWS, just across on the south side of the bridge. So I have written to the mayor with respect to those, and he has committed to ensuring that he works with these vendors to get them relocated as soon as possible. We have given them a timeline of approximately 30 days for that to be done. And so the mayor has written back to me in good faith, indicating that he's working on that and that will be done in a timely manner. So I have the full support of the mayor on these issues, because I believe those three businesses were basically given permission by the local authority for them to be there. So I just took it on behalf of the ministry to kindly request his assistance for those individuals to be relocated.
Are we now clearer on what is being asked of Tony's Barbecue?
Yes, we have asked them to be removed completely. That is what we are asking them for.
A section of land occupied by Tony's Barbecue will be reclaimed to form the carriageway leading up to the new Belkin Bridge. Still ahead, did Belize get snubbed by Spain on visa-free travel?
Station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Every dollar you save today is a seed for tomorrow. Let your dreams take root and grow. Belize Bank, your future, our commitment.
Stay connected in the USA for as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, home and property insurance does not only cover hurricane and fire? Your lifetime investment will also be protected from explosions, water damage, malicious damage, and more. So you can rest easy knowing your home is protected. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
The opposition is questioning the Social Security Board's proposed $20 million investment in Hydro Belize. SSB wants to buy a bigger stake in the hydroelectric company, which would bring its ownership to about 45%. But opposition leader Tracy Panton says the public knows too little about the deal, even though Belizean workers are the ones paying into the Social Security Fund. Panton says she supports smart, profitable investments, but contributors deserve full disclosure when their money is involved. She also says the age of Hydro Belize's infrastructure makes transparency even more important.
What raises the red flags is the secrecy and the kind of closed-door approach. Belizeans can't opt in or opt out of paying their Social Security. They must pay it by law. And indeed, Social Security needs to find investments that they can get a greater return on their investments so that when we eventually retire, we can get some support from the SSB fund. But we need to know what the government said initially was that they would sell half of this Hydro shares, they would keep half. Now we're transferring $20 million, I think, worth of shares to SSB. SSB deems it's a worthwhile investment, but we know we have aging infrastructure at the Hydro facilities. There are questions we need answered. I have a hunch that the reason we're selling these Hydro shares to SSB, who will now own 45%, I think, once this deal goes through, of the Hydro Belize in this country, is to help with the BL bailout, the $73 million that will pass at the next House meeting on the 31st. I've asked the question. I've asked the question to the Financial Secretary. I've asked the question to the Minister of Economic Development. I've asked the question to the Chair of the Finance and Economic Committee at the House. How are we going to fund the $73 million bailout of BEL? And I have gotten 3 different answers. I've even asked the CEO in the Ministry of Public Utilities, tell us where the money is going to come from to bail out BEL. And, you know, everybody's hedging a guess. And I think that the Belizean people, I have a right to know, and you have a right to know.
Belize is standing with Guyana tonight as that country mourns a deadly maritime tragedy. The MV Barima capsized late Saturday with more than 130 passengers on board. More than 60 people have been rescued, but dozens are still missing. And investigators are now looking into reports of overcrowding and possible crew misconduct. Guyana's President, Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali, has declared 3 days of national mourning with flags at half-mast, a national day of prayer in Georgetown, and vigils being held across the country. This morning, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca said Belize remains in close contact with Guyanese authorities and that CARICOM stands united in the search, rescue, and recovery efforts.
Overnight, they recovered an additional 50 bodies overnight. On the positive side, I think they were able to rescue some 60 people. So that's good news, but an absolute tragic incident. And we've reached out, as you know, President Ali is a good friend of Belize, good friend of Prime Minister Briceño. Prime Minister has called him. We've reached out to them and expressed our solidarity and, you know, asked them how can we provide any meaningful material support in any way. So, you know, we're praying for our brothers and sisters in Guyana.
The government of Guyana has expressed its deep gratitude for the outpouring of love, support, and solidarity from friends and international partners during this difficult time. Did Belize get snubbed by Spain on visa-free travel? Not exactly, says the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Foreign Affairs Minister Francis Fonseca says the list making the rounds is not new and does not represent a fresh decision against Belize. He says it is a consolidated list of countries that have enjoyed visa-free access to the Schengen area since 2018. Fonseca adds that Belize continues to push for a full Schengen visa waiver, but says the process remains highly political.
a waiver was given for certain countries back in 2018. So it's not new information. The Schengen visa waiver has been a very, very challenging issue for successive governments in Belize. What we have done and been successful in doing over the past 2 years is to get what they call a cascading visa, which allows persons from Belize who are going into the Schengen region, instead of a one-time visa, we used to have to go, if you were going to Spain or wherever, you'd have to go and get a visa, one-time entry. Now the cascading visa allows you to get a visa for 3 to 5 years, so you don't have to go up and down. But the whole Schengen visa thing is really caught up in EU politics. It's a very difficult issue, as you know.
According to Fonseca, a comprehensive visa waiver agreement between Belize and the European Union remains under active discussion. Minister of Foreign Affairs Francis Fonseca has confirmed that Cabinet will make its final decision on the fate of the Cuban Medical Brigade in September. When News 5 spoke with the U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Catherine Beamer back in June, she stated that the U.S. supports the government's decision to wind down the program. Today we asked Minister Fonseca if, based on Beamer's remarks, the government has already made its decision.
I think it was back in April of this year that the Cabinet made a decision and instructed the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to develop a 6-month plan. And in terms of that program, and to present to Cabinet at the end of that 6-month period, which will expire, I believe, in September, options and recommendations. So that's the work that is ongoing. Obviously, one of the options is that we may have to wind down the program. That is one of the options.
The Chargé d'Affaires said in what appeared to be no uncertain terms, almost definitively, that the U.S. supports the government's decision to wind down the Cuban Medical Brigade program.
Obviously, that's their position. That they want the program to be wound up. No, it's exactly what I'm saying, that they know that one of the options for the government is winding up the program. So they are saying, we support that option. That is one of the options that will be presented to the Cabinet. And they support that option. But there will be a broader, wider discussion.
Minister Fonseca maintains that the government of Belize pays Cuban doctors directly and that their work here does not constitute forced labor. Coming up, Belize has been chasing basketball gold for nearly 30 years. Now a new generation is stepping onto the court with one goal in mind: end the drought and bring the gold medal home.
For as low as $10. With Smart Roaming Data Pass, staying connected is simple and affordable. Get the data you need starting at 1,000 megabytes to stay connected to larger plans that keep you online while you travel across the USA. So you can message, browse, video call, and navigate wherever you go. No SIM swap, no bill shock. Just simple, affordable pricing. Activate easily by dialing *100# using the Smart app or online. Smart Roaming Data Pass. Staying connected the smart way. Smart, bringing people together.
We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready, yeah, we're ready, yeah, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready, we're ready.
how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History. Choose Contributions. Read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
For years, students in southern Belize have looked to technical training as a pathway to jobs, skills, and opportunity. Now that pathway is getting a major boost. The Sand Creek ITVET campus in Hope Creek Village has been officially reopened following a $1.4 million rehabilitation project. Over the past year, the campus has seen major upgrades, from new roofing to improved restroom facilities, all aimed at creating a better environment for vocational training and workforce development in the region. News 5's Brittany Gordon reports.
Last month's downpour may have delayed the celebration, but it did not dampen the significance of the moment. The newly rehabilitated ITVET was finally inaugurated. After weather delays forced a postponement, the Sand Creek ITVET campus was officially opened with a ribbon-cutting ceremony, unveiling the results of a $1.4 million rehabilitation project. Dangriga Area Representative Dr. Louis Zabane says this project will benefit residents of the Dangriga, Saraway, and Hope Creek constituency.
So we see from the tour that now all the classrooms, the offices, the laboratories now are in good condition. One of the big problems with leaky roofs has been addressed, and so these things will go a long way to ensure that we can do a good job at serving our community, and in particular the students who are going to be coming here for this very important training in technical and vocational education.
The year-long rehabilitation project was funded by the Caribbean Development Bank under the Basic Needs Trust Fund 10th Program, BNFT, and implemented by the Belize Social Investment Fund with the Ministry of Education. For students and instructors at Stan Creek IT Vet, the upgrades go far beyond a fresh coat of paint. The project set out to transform deteriorating buildings into modern, safer facilities that can better support technical and vocational training. Project manager Dorette Tennyson says the work included repairing roof leaks, repainting the buildings, and improving security lighting, and replacing every window and door on campus.
We did refurbished bathrooms. We added an extra bathroom downstairs in the admin building for the staff downstairs. In the computer room that you saw there, we did the tiling for the floor, and all the bathrooms along here. When you go in, you would have seen that we refurbished, we changed all the doors, and we also provided them with some equipment for the building and trades part of their program.
Once home to fewer than 50 students, Stan Creek IT Vet has since expanded significantly, graduating more than 200 students in recent years as applicants continue to climb. Stan Creek IT Vet manager Gwendolyn Garcia Martinez said the refurbished campus now stands as a vital hub for technical and vocational training.
The impact is going to be greater than we could ever think about. So far, so many persons have reached out to us, businesses, the different tourism areas have reached out to us that they want us to assist in training their employees as well. We have persons who are seeking asylum. We will also be working with them so that they can be trained. So it has given us another level of whereby we will be able to better serve more persons in this area.
The next phase of the project will focus on teacher development, with training sessions scheduled for early August to help instructors improve the quality of instruction they provide to their trainees. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belize basketball has been chasing another golden moment for nearly 3 decades. Now, a new generation of players believe this could be their time. The junior national team is preparing for the Central American and Caribbean Games with confidence, discipline, and one clear mission: bring home gold. News 5's Paul Lopez stopped by a training session at the Civic Center where he found a hungry young squad ready to build on the legacy of Belize's famed Golden Boys and write a new chapter in national basketball history.
3 decades ago, Belize's men's national basketball team made history when they won the gold medal in the CARICOM Men's Basketball Championships. The men captured in this 1998 image were dubbed the Golden Boys. Since then, Belize's male national basketball team has been unable to establish a formidable regional presence. That is, until now.
In the Central American and Caribbean Games, we haven't been here since the Golden Boys. You know how the CARICOM boys who won gold for us. Since then, we haven't been able to get back to this point. So it's been almost 30 years since 1998. So for Belize basketball to be back on the stage is a historic moment for us.
Today we joined President of the Belize Basketball Federation, Jacob Leslie, inside the Civic Center to witness Belize's junior national team train for the upcoming Central American and Caribbean Games. Captain Douglas Langford is the anchor that holds this young team together on and off the court.
We can go shop a couple countries and really win gold for our country and put on for Belize and bring recognition to the country and give youths that want to be like us opportunities we're having right now.
Defensive and offensive strategies are being drafted by the coaching staff led by seasoned coach Bernie Tarr. He has placed emphasis on ensuring that the team is the best version of itself during the upcoming tournament.
Of course you want to win. Our goal is to get to the podium. We're kind of in unprecedented waters where, basketball hasn't really been here since I think 1998. And, we'll see how we accept the challenge.
Point guard Devin Moody plays an integral role when on the court. He is responsible for initiating offensive plays and controlling the game's tempo.
It's just straight winning. The president, Mr. Jacob Leslie, gave us a reality check and he told us what he expects personally from us and we're just willing to execute.
What do you expect of this team?
Goal at the man set for this whole tournament. So we just have to take it one game at a time and fulfill that goal.
The 8 competing countries were divided into 2 groups. Belize was selected to play in Group A against Nicaragua, Guatemala, and the Dominican Republic. Their first game is on Sunday. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice on our first story. Why aren't Belizean lawyers making it to the High Court bench? Dijon Tucker commented, "We too often fail to water our own seed and nurture our own soil, and that is truly disheartening." Not giving Belizeans the opportunity to be appointed as judges after many years of dedicated public service raises difficult questions about how we value experience, loyalty, and commitment. Those who devote their lives to serving the public deserve a fair opportunity to advance based on the merits of their service. Turning to Juan Novello, acquitted in girlfriend's 2023 killing, Royal Reign shared, "Justice should never depend on a person's last name, wealth, or status. Too often it seems that the powerful walk free while the poor face the full weight of the law. But no one can harm others and expect to escape every consequence forever." And finally, on vehicle catches fire at the Philip Gosen International Airport, Joe Velasquez shared, "So no one is trained enough to put out a fire at the airport? No fire extinguisher at the premises? What a shame. Imagine." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Also, tune in to KTV The Remix Season 8 tonight at 8 p.m. as the competition lights up the stage for Disco Night, only on Greater Belize Media. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.